everyone? Welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 241. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Mondays with Mello, and you guys know what time it is. Time to talk about things that are on my mind. And today, I want to delve into allocating your time to the right things. Because sometimes when we're doing so much in our lives, we lose track of what's important. And we may get immersed in a project that can wait a week or two and there's something else that we can do. Or we put off certain things thinking we can come back to it later. And I'll admit, I'm guilty of it. And I'm here to tell you, you can adjust and fix that. And when it comes to allocating your time to the right things, it means organizing yourself. It means sitting down, organizing what's the most important things, and then doing that until it's completed. Now, right now, my focus is pretty much anything, that's important. And it's pretty obvious and apparent that this podcast is important because I am doing my best in staying consistent and posting content on a weekly basis. The next part of what's important to me right now is being involved in the community in the city that I'm living in currently. And, this past weekend I went to an event and, met some great people who, have lived in the city of Phoenix for quite some time, some longer than 10 years. And, they are pillars of the community and are looking to build it back up and, make this a great place for, Black people to live in, amongst each other. And I feel like I needed to allocate my time to that this weekend so I can get ideas and also share mine, being the East Coast guy who's new to the West Coast. And there are some people that are from the East Coast that were there last night. Some people are from the Midwest, and they migrated to Phoenix, Arizona, which is a beautiful thing. And I learned a lot. And what is important at this point of my life is making an impact on the community, not just through this podcast or the books I'm writing or the blogs that I'm posting, but being proactive, being involved. And I know that I can be a good mentor. So what I'm saying is make sure that there are things that you are focused on in the present moment. And when I complete certain tasks, then I move on to something else. Could be recording audiobooks or designing something for my clothing line, or making thumbnails for my YouTube videos or my Instagram reels, things of that nature. So it's creating this space in your mind and knowing that you're focusing on a certain project for a certain amount of time. When you start a project, a lot of times you want to complete it in a certain amount of time. You don't want to drag it. You don't want to elongate the whole process. So if you can sit and say, okay, this is a project, this is very important to me, I want to finish this within a month's time, then you put yourself on that time frame and you make sure that you don't let too much get in your way of completing what you need to complete. We definitely waste a lot of time every day. Social media, watching TV shows, watching sports. Are those things important? Not really. It's just good for entertainment purposes to get our minds off of what we're dealing with and going through. There are certain, TV shows and documentaries that are very important to culture, to life, to, where we are and where we stand in this world. So I'm not going to sit here and say all things on TV are bad, because in reality, it's really not. We just, as a collective, constantly say we shouldn't be allocating our time to watching TV all the time. But there are some very insightful documentaries that I've watched within the past few years, even some sports ones that, focus on addiction or racial relations or, scandal that shouldn't be going on in the world. So sometimes I may get diverted and have to do something else, but it's rare. And I'm glad that, it doesn't happen all the time. Now, I want you to think about the top 3 things that are most important to you right now. And I need you to write those things down in a notebook or put it in your notes on your phone or put it on a widget that you have set up on your phone. Those 3 things that you write down, I need you to go focus on those things for however long you need to. Whatever it takes, make sure you complete those top 3 things. And I'm not saying grocery shopping or a car inspection or, take your son, daughter, nephew, or niece to soccer practice. No, I'm talking about the top 3 things within you, within your personal life that you want to get done, that have been on your mind, or you've been pushing it back, or you've been, diverting yourself to other things. Make sure that those 3 things are priority to you. And I need you to look at it every day, whether it's in your notes, whether it's written in a notebook, whatever it is. I say put it on a widget and have it on your phone. I have a widget on my phone, so every time I unlock my phone, I am reminded of the things that I need to get done. And as I complete them, I, move them off the list. And once I complete things and I do the majority of what I need to, now comes new things that I have to do. And some of them are the same things that I do every week. Record, these podcasts for 1 to 2 weeks at a time. And, those are things that I need to remind myself to do, because I'm recording my podcast a few at a time. I'm not recording a whole large amount, which I am starting to think about doing. I've done it in the past where I've done about 3 to 4 weeks pre-recorded podcasts at a time, and then I'm good. So it's a consideration because of all the projects that I am getting ready to start working on. Now, whatever else you may have on your agenda, don't focus on those things because it'll throw you off. Allocate your time to those top 3 things. Like I said, pick a time in your day when you're going to focus on those things. Now, an example is from Monday to Thursday, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., focus on something that's important to you. And then Friday to Sunday, you think about, okay, my weekend is going to be full of errands, cleaning my home, and doing certain things that I need to do. And once you get that stuff done and set in place, then you say, okay, what are my hours that I have set to do certain things? Whether it's 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, make sure that you set those times to do those things. I have certain things that I'm doing Monday through Thursday when I finish work, right? So I work 8 to 6, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, I work 9 to 6, right? So pretty much after 6 o'clock in the evening, from about 6 to about 10 or 11, give or take, I'm doing things. Whether it's planning out my videos, whether it's recording something that's important to me, or writing down blogs, whatever it is, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I know I have more leeway, more free time. I don't have work, right? So I'm not allocated to my job, my job that, helps me to live the way I do live, right? To pay my rent, things of that nature. So I can wake up Friday morning, record some podcasts, go to the gym, get my workout in, go play basketball for a little while, come back, take a nap, shower, take a nap, eat, and then do whatever other projects that I want to do, whether it's helping my friend with his podcast website, sports articles, Zoom meetings, whatever it is that I need to do, that's what I'm going to do for Friday. Then Saturday, wake up in the morning, eat my breakfast, go to the gym. After that, my day's open and free. Once I get my gym workouts done pretty much 6 days a week, I'm pretty much free, good to go wherever it is. Sundays, I need to do my self-care. Once I do my self-care and take care of those things, then I'm free to do whatever other things I need to do. So certain things are important to me, and I make sure I take care of the personal things for myself. And then after that, I work on accomplishing my goals. So once you know what your goals are, you can be more focused on the things you need to mentally hone in on. So choose times where you work best, not when you think you should be working. So if you're a night owl like me, then do your work at night. If you're good during the day, then do that. But if you're a combination of both, well, that's even better. But don't feel obligated to wake up before the sun comes up, or work when everyone else is sleeping, or do things on your own time and it doesn't work for you, right? So if you can wake up before everyone else does in the morning and get your content done and do whatever you need to do as far as your projects, your writing, or, studying for, a certain career you want to do, then do that, right? If you're a night owl and you're good with waiting till everyone goes to sleep, then by all means. Now, if you live by yourself, you're lucky. That's all I can say for that in a nutshell. Our lives are all different. Some of us are single, some of us are in relationships, some of us are married, some of us don't have kids, some of us do have kids, some of us have full-time jobs with crazy hours, and some of us have more traditional work hours. But just know that whatever goals you have, allocate your time to them when necessary. And also know that you are destined for greatness. And with that said, that's my goal. That's my podcast for today. I apologize. I'm thinking about my goals right now. That's why I said that. Make sure you guys stay focused on what you have to do. Have a good week. Stay tuned for more content coming this week. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.